Welcome back to our journey through history's most fascinating civilizations. Tonight, we're exploring one of the most powerful and influential empires the world has ever known, the Roman Empire. For over 1,000 years, Rome dominated the ancient world, transforming from a small Italian city-state into a massive empire that stretched from Britain to North Africa, from Spain to the Middle East. What made Rome so successful? How did they conquer and control such vast territories? And what lessons can we learn from their remarkable rise and eventual fall? Let's discover together how Rome truly became the master of the ancient world. Our story begins with Rome's legendary founding in 753 BCE. According to myth, twin brothers Romulus and Remus were raised by a she-wolf and founded the city on the banks of the Tiber River. While the legend is captivating, the reality is that Rome grew from a collection of hilltop settlements inhabited by Latin tribes. What set Rome apart from other ancient cities wasn't just its strategic location, it was the Roman mindset. From the very beginning, Romans were pragmatic, ambitious, and willing to adapt. They absorbed the best ideas from neighboring cultures, whether it was military tactics from the Greeks or engineering techniques from the Etruscans. This flexibility would become one of Rome's greatest strengths throughout its history. The foundation of Roman success lay in their revolutionary military system. The Roman legions weren't just armies, they were perfectly organized fighting machines. Each legion contained about 5,000 soldiers divided into smaller units called centuries, led by experienced officers called centurions. Roman soldiers or legionnaires were professional warriors who served for 25 years. They were equipped with standardized weapons and armor, trained in disciplined formations, and bound by strict military codes. But what made the Roman military truly exceptional was their engineering capabilities. Roman armies didn't just fight battles. They built roads, bridges, and fortified camps wherever they went. They could construct a fully fortified camp in just a few hours, complete with walls, gates, and internal organization. This combination of military prowess and engineering excellence allowed Rome to project power across vast distances and maintain control over conquered territories. Rome's approach to governing their empire was remarkably sophisticated for its time. Rather than simply extracting wealth from conquered peoples, Romans developed a system of integration and citizenship that was revolutionary. They offered different levels of Roman citizenship to conquered populations, creating incentives for loyalty and cooperation. Local elites could maintain their positions and even advance within the Roman system. Roman law, known as the 12 Tables and later expanded into comprehensive legal codes, provided consistent justice across the empire. This legal system became the foundation for legal systems throughout Europe and continues to influence law today. The Romans also invested heavily in infrastructure, building roads, aqueducts, theaters, and bathhouses in their provinces. The famous saying, "all roads lead to Rome," wasn't just metaphorical. The Romans built over 250,000 miles of roads that connected every corner of their empire, facilitating trade, communication, and military movement. Roman culture was a fascinating blend of tradition and innovation, heavily influenced by Greek philosophy, art, and literature. Romans were deeply religious, worshipping a pantheon of gods similar to the Greek gods, but with distinctly Roman characteristics. They believed their success was divinely ordained, which gave them confidence in their imperial mission. Roman society was highly stratified, with clear distinctions between citizens and non-citizens, patricians and plebeians, free people and slaves. Yet there was also significant social mobility. Skilled slaves could earn their freedom, successful merchants could gain political influence, and military service offered opportunities for advancement. Roman entertainment was legendary, from the gladiatorial games in the Colosseum to chariot races in the Circus Maximus. These spectacles weren't just entertainment, they were political tools used by emperors to maintain popular support and demonstrate Roman power and wealth. The Pax Romana, or Roman peace, represents the height of Roman achievement. For roughly 200 years, from 27 BCE to 180 CE, the Roman Empire experienced unprecedented peace, prosperity, and cultural flowering. Under emperors like Augustus, Trajan, and Marcus Aurelius, the empire reached its greatest territorial extent and achieved remarkable stability. Trade flourished across the Mediterranean, cities grew wealthy and sophisticated, and Roman culture spread throughout the known world. Roman engineering marvels from this period still amaze us today. The Pantheon in Rome, with its massive concrete dome, Hadrian's Wall stretching across northern England, and aqueduct systems that supplied fresh water to cities hundreds of miles away. During this golden age, Roman literature, philosophy, and art reached new heights, producing works that continue to influence Western culture today. Even the mighty Roman Empire couldn't last forever. By the 3rd century CE, Rome faced mounting challenges that would eventually lead to its transformation and decline. Economic problems arose from debased currency, inflation, and the enormous cost of maintaining such a vast empire. Military pressures increased as barbarian tribes along the borders became more organized and aggressive. Political instability plagued the empire, with frequent changes of leadership and civil wars. The empire became so large that it was difficult to govern effectively from a single center. In 285 CE, Emperor Diocletian divided the empire into eastern and western halves, hoping to make it more manageable. The rise of Christianity also transformed Roman society and culture, replacing traditional Roman religious practices and values. While the Western Roman Empire eventually fell in 476 CE, the Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, continued for another 1,000 years, preserving Roman law, administration, and culture. The Roman Empire's legacy extends far beyond its military conquests and territorial expansion. Rome gave the world a legal system based on written law and consistent principles. They pioneered engineering techniques in construction, sanitation, and urban planning that wouldn't be matched for centuries. Latin, the Roman language, evolved into the Romance languages spoken by hundreds of millions today. Roman governmental concepts influenced the development of republican governments throughout history. Most importantly, Rome demonstrated that diverse peoples could be united under common laws and institutions while maintaining their local traditions and identities. The Roman model of civilization, combining military strength, legal order, economic prosperity, and cultural achievement, became the template that later empires and nations would attempt to emulate. As we face our own challenges of globalization, governance, and cultural integration, the Roman experience offers both inspiration and cautionary lessons about the possibilities and limitations of human ambition. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Roman history. Sweet dreams, and remember that even the mightiest empires are built by ordinary people doing extraordinary things.